Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. My name is Violet. If this is your first time to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing and also click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It'll truly help my channel grow. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this Halloween wreath decor piece, or also you can use it for Dia de la Muertes. I use a thrift store find, which is the actual wreath itself, and then I decorated it using Dollar Tree items. So let's go ahead and get started. First, what you're going to need are some of these small skulls that you can get at Dollar Tree in a bag. And I'm basically just going to paint two of them. You can paint as many as you like. I painted one orange and one kind of like a darker brown orange color. And all I did was just put it, the actual skull itself on a shish kebab stick and just started painting it around. You can spray paint them if you like. I would just say go ahead and tape off the eyes and nose, anything that has black on it already, for that detail to come out and pop through. So just go ahead and give it one good coat of whatever color you choose to use. And then go ahead and set them aside and allow them to dry. Once I showed my daughter that I was making this, she gave me the bright idea after I was all completely done of how come I didn't actually draw on these skulls. So that might be something you would want to do as well, is just draw on them with some decorative flowers and decor. Those will look really pretty as well. So there's different options that you can do with these skulls besides just paint them or leave them as is. So just go ahead and paint your skulls as many as you like, the color of your choice. And all I did was paint this one. Like I said, I blended this orange and brown together from Apple Barrel just to get a lighter brown color. And since I still had some paint left over, all I did was start painting this little pumpkin that I had. And all I did was just give it a light coat of that orange and then set it aside to allow that to dry. And I lost the footage, but what I did here was basically spray paint some flowers that I had and some berries, gold and black. And all you do is just spray paint them and allow them to dry. So here are the skulls and pumpkin once I painted them. So here is the thrift store find that I got at which is the wooden stem wreath. And all I'm going to do is glue and attach this chain that I purchased at Dollar Tree as well. And I got two of them, and you don't really need both of them. I used a little bit of the second one, but I'm sure you can do it with just one if you like. And all I'm doing is attaching it to my wreath. Some parts I added hot glue, and some parts, if you can see the chain, every other chain link has like an opening. So if you twist it around the right way, you're able to actually hook it onto your branches, which that's what I did because I am planning on removing this after the holidays or after Halloween and use this for Christmas again. So it's something that you might want to think about when you do wreaths. If you don't want to have a wreath, you know, where to store them, or if you just maybe live in an apartment and it's hard for you to store different holiday wreaths, that way you'll just have to remove the decorations for whatever holiday and then add them, put them in maybe in a little Ziploc bag or something, and then decorate it for a different holiday. That way you'll eliminate having to store a different wreath for each holiday. So once you added your chain to your wreath, just go ahead and set that aside. And I'm using one of these St. Patrick's Day hats, but usually they have these for every holiday, I believe, at Dollar Tree. And all I did was remove all the decorative fringe that comes with it. And what I'm going to do is add some ribbon and wrap this hat around with ribbon. And this ribbon I did get at Dollar Tree. I was super excited to be able to find the buffalo check and this orange diamond shape ribbon at Dollar Tree. I know some people have posted in different social medias of different ribbons that they have found, and I'm trying to find all the other ones that I've seen people post, but it's really difficult to find them because I know each store receives different things. So if you're lucky enough, just go ahead and pop in at your Dollar Tree and try to see which ribbons your Dollar Tree has in your local area, because each store does carry different ones. So I'm sure you can find one that you like. If you find this one, this is the one I'm using. And here I am just wrapping the top part with ribbon as well of my top hat. And then just adjust everything and fix it and bend it. It is wired, so once you do bend it, it does stay in place. And just make sure you add enough glue at the end where both ribbons attach, and you're ready basically to go. Now, on the top part, I decided to go ahead and use the same ribbon to cover the top of my hat. If you look online, like for instance, Dia de la Muertes, you can use different colors, different fabrics to cover your top hat. Even for Halloween wreath decors, if you see some of them, they have these top hats on them, and they have them all different designs. So basically it's up to you how you want to decorate your hat. I just went ahead and decided to use this ribbon to decorate basically the entire top part of my hat. And here I am just layering it together, and then I'm going to glue it on the top of my hat. So just attach it to the top part and then glue it all around to make sure it stays in place. And there you have it. Now, what I did for the lid part, or the bottom part of my top hat, I wanted to make it a different color. Since I know these typically have, you know, a bunch of random colors, I decided to go ahead and get the black and white buffalo check that I got at Dollar Tree as well. And since it's wired, all I did was remove, or basically pull on one of those wires, just on one part, and I started ruffling my wiring in order to make that little ruffle to wrap it around the bottom part of my hat. So just get a good pair of scissors or some pliers like I am, and just start pushing down on your thread, on your ribbon, I'm sorry, in order for it to start getting that ruffled effect. And you can make it as much ruffles as you like, or as little. I didn't want too much. I just wanted enough to where you could see that it was kind of ruffled, and I could wrap it around the entire rim of my hat. So just go ahead and cut off whatever extra you have. And as soon as you cut it off, go ahead and grab the other end and start pulling on that wiring to make sure that you have ruffles on both sides, if that's easier for you. But once you're done with all the ruffles, as many as you like, go ahead and add some hot glue to the bottom of your hat, and then attach your ribbon to that part. So just add hot glue all the way around the bottom part of your hat and wrap your ribbon around. Once you get towards the end, then you can just go ahead and cut off that extra wiring that you have exposed when you wrapped and made your ruffles. And then once you do that, just go ahead and attach both ends together, and there you have it. So now I wanted to go ahead and add some decorations onto my hat. So what I decided to do was just go ahead and grab some glitter ribbon, and I'm just making 4 or 2 loops kind of bow, and all I'm doing is just wrapping it together and making a bow. And then I'm going to actually use a pipe clean, or one of these little pipes, and twist it around my ribbon to make that bow. But if you don't have these pipes or don't want to use them, just add hot glue around it or an extra piece of ribbon. So once I did that, I went ahead and grabbed this green like pipe thread, and I'm more ribbon, and I'm going to just make little circles with it. Not much less a bow, but just 3 little circles. You can add as much as you like. And I'm just going to hold them with one hand, and then basically put them in the back of my gold bowl. And just twist them around to attach it to make one larger bow. So basically you can use any kind of ribbon, any kind of, make any style of ribbon or bow as you like. This is just something that I'm doing just to add onto my hat, just to give it more of that whimsical feel. I had thought about making like Mackenzie Child type of wreath using the checkered buffalo checks. But once I started kind of doing my research and looking around, I really liked the Dia de Muertos style of wreaths where they were more colorful. They actually had roses, and you'll see that I'm going to add butterflies and all kinds of things. But if you even go on Pinterest or just, you know, look around and look up Dia de Muertos wreaths, they're really colorful and bright. So that's what I was kind of going for. But I also wanted to make sure that I could use it during the holidays and Halloween, and you could still identify what it was for. I didn't want it to be too bright and cheerful and not have anything to do with Halloween. So I try to add the blacks and the golds and greens, even some orange, just to give it more of those colors. So here I am just grabbing another type of ribbon, and just adding a small simple bow at the back. And now what I'm going to do is just basically glue it on to my my hat, and you can add it wherever you like on your hat. I'm just adding it on one side. Then I'm just gonna fix my bow up a little bit, fluff it up, and there you have it. And this is great for something different and not always having to have a witch hat. For Halloween, you could use these top hats and make them look a lot like for Halloween as well. So here I am just adding some feathers, and these feathers, you can get a bit, it was quite a bit of them for like $4 or $5 from Walmart. But I also have ordered some of them online on Amazon, and I'll make sure to leave a link for those down below as well. Here I am adding a butterfly. I know that's a little bit different, but I wanted it to look fun and festive. So I added a butterfly to my hat as well. And those butterflies I got at Dollar Tree. And here's one of the larger skulls that I'm going to glue to the bottom or the top of my hat in order for it to complete the look. And all I'm doing is attaching it with hot glue. And now you can even leave it as is. You can make a few of these and put them on your top of your mantle. That would look adorable as well. So I went ahead and set that aside. And now I'm going to start decorating my wreath. So what I did was just remove the flowers from the stems. And then I'm just going to start arranging them all around my wreath, just kind of figuring out where I want to place them. I really don't have an idea of how I want them to be. All I know is that I want to add as much as I can and make it look fun and whimsical, and a little scary with the skulls as well for Halloween. So I'm adding a little bit of feathers, and then I'm just going to add some of this what's greenery, or the leaves of the roses that I also spray painted black. You can even spray paint these orange. You can use any color you like. Like I said, I just wanted it to be more of these kind of colors. So this is what I chose, the gold and black. And since the gold roses, when I did spray paint them, some of the middle came off. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add a skull inside my rose, one of the skull heads. And I decided to go ahead and leave one as is, the way it came from the bag. So you can see that you don't have to paint them if you don't want to. Then I'm just going to decorate around that one rose. And you can add bats, there's so many things that you can add to a wreath. It's one of those kind of projects that you can't go wrong with. You can add as much as you like, or you can make them as simple as you like and add just maybe a few roses or flowers, or even just some greenery on one side. I've even made them to where I just add a bow on the wreath and that's it, and it looks beautiful. So, you know, it just depends on your style and what you want to do. But you can add as much or as little as you like to any kind of wreath. Like I said, for Halloween, you might want to add some bats or witch hats, or, you know, some of the wooden cats that they have at Dollar Tree as well. So there's quite a few different options. Once I was done with one side, and I'm not really completely done, but once I was happy with the beginning of one side, I went ahead and decided to add what was my top hat and skull head to the opposite side. That way I can get an idea of where I'm going to have it, and that way I can start decorating around this main centerpiece of my wreath. And all I did was twist some of these pipes around the bottom of the hat, and now I'm twisting it around the wreath. And there you have it, and it stays really nice and secure in place. So now, once I did that, I went ahead and started decorating the rest of my wreath by adding flowers around the skull head, and then also just continuing adding some decorative touches and pieces around my wreath, all around, and then I'm going to start adding my bow. So here I am just kind of playing with the different things that I spray painted and some stuff that I had, extra little pieces of the decorating that I wanted to add on here. So here I just added some more feathers on the opposite side as well. I'm adding a bat and just all kinds of items, and you'll see me work with it and play around with them. Here I'm adding that pumpkin that we painted to make it a little bit less bright of a pumpkin color. And as you can see, I'm using hot glue. One thing with hot glue, when you do add it onto wreaths, just make sure you hold on to whatever item you're adding on, just to give it that hot glue a little bit of time to start drying so it can stick. So that way it won't move around when you move your wreath around. So there you have it. Now I'm going to set that aside so I can make the bow. Now I decided to go ahead and use the same checkered orange and black, and also the white and black checkered ribbon to use it as the base of my big bow. And then I'm just going to add smaller bits and pieces of different ribbons that I have of different styles and all that to add on to my bow as well. So when you make a big bow, you can add any kind of ribbon you'd like, as many ribbons as you like, as many different colors, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, especially for something fun and festive like this one for Halloween or for Dia de la Muertes. You can actually add all different colors and it would look gorgeous. So here I'm just adding 2 to 3 pieces of each ribbon, just depending on what I feel like, you know, I want to stand out the most. And each one of these ribbons, I'm cutting them basically about 10 to 12 inches in length. And then I'm going to start making my bow this way. So this one right here, this white one, I did get at Dollar Tree as well. And it has like silver glitter roses on it. It's usually in the wedding little section of your Dollar Tree if you want to find that one. So here I am, I'm just going to make one loop with the ribbon, and then I'm going to kind of pinch it and hold it with my opposite hand to make my bow. And then I'm just going to continue doing the same thing to all of these ribbons, just kind of making one loop, pinching it together, and then holding it with my hand. So that way I know where all of the connections are at. And I'm just going to start adding my bows together, my ribbons together to make my bow. This is one of the easiest ways to make a bow, and if you ask me, because all you got to do is make that one loop and just start grabbing them on to your hand and attaching them all together by holding them with one hand. And then we're going to get one of the pipes and twist it around to attach it together. So you can use any kind of ribbons. You can use one ribbon of each color if you like. I've done it that way. So this is really a fun and easy way to make a big bow and make a statement with a bow, because you're adding so many different colors and textures to it. So it's a really good idea to have all different kinds of ribbons. Don't, you know, just because you have one small piece of ribbon, don't think you can't use it for this large bow, because it actually makes it more unique that way when you have quite a few different colors. So here I am just adding the last little piece of the bigger ribbons. Now, it may not look like much, but once you start arranging it and fixing it, fluffing it up, it looks huge. So here I am just grabbing that same lime green piping, and I'm going to make some more little bows with this, the same way I did the ribbon, and I'm just going to start attaching them all around it as well. Once I was done and happy, I went ahead and just grabbed one of these pipes, and then I started twisting it. And now I'm going to start fluffing it up and making sure that it has enough poof, and make sure that it has enough different colors and textures for my liking. And then once I was happy with that, I went ahead and cut off some green, it doesn't have wiring in it, but it's some lime green thicker ribbon, and I'm just going to make some tails with it. And all I did was put it in the back of my bow, and then use the same pipe that I used to twist the bow. I'm going to twist that green ribbon to the back of it to make a tail. And now I'm just going to go ahead and clean up all the ends, and then I'm going to attach it to my wreath. And see what a huge difference that one big bow makes to your wreath. It fills in a huge piece, a huge gap in your wreath, and it also just gives it more of that colors and textures, and just makes it more fun to see and hang out with this different beautiful colors that you can add to your bows. So here I am just kind of trimming all the ends off. I really, like I said, I don't decorate for Halloween a lot. I am making quite a few DIYs for Halloween just to share you and share with everyone here different ways to decorate your home. But this one right here, I absolutely love, and I think I'm going to keep up until Dia de Muertos is done as well. So this is something that I know I'm going to keep. I actually really do love it. And yeah, like I said, I really don't decorate for Halloween a lot, but as I start making more DIYs and sharing with you guys all these fun ideas, I'm starting to think maybe I should decorate more for Halloween, because there's so many fun ideas and so many fun crafts that you can make for Halloween. Here, I'm starting to add those different little unique touches, and you can see me adding a butterfly and then some more roses. So just play with your wreath and just add as much as or as little as you like. And once you're done, you know, you'll know once you're happy with the way it looks. Some people, like I said, like a lot, some like a little. So just go ahead and continue adding your flowers. Here I'm adding another gold flower, and then I'm going to add that orange skull that we painted. So in the end, I ended up using all three of my skull heads that I painted, two that I painted, one of the smaller ones that I left as is, and then the larger one. And this is the way it turned out. So what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, like I said, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. Also, if you want to follow me in any of the social medias, I'll make sure to leave a link down below as well for all my social medias. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.